All right, I will give everybody. Yeah. Nope, this is the one.
Have you started your broadcast yet, Aaron?
Yeah, my broadcast is on. Does everybody see my messages, right? I'm not. Yeah, you got. No, you're. I'll let you know. Nate, you in this lobby? Or okay, cool. All right.
Oh. Like, I hate when it doesn't show it. What's your Twitch username?
All right. So the rules are it's a 40-minute race. You're going to qualify for 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, we're going to go directly into the race. And then you will have a false start, grid fastest first, and then tires are on 3, fuel's on 4, and you will have to change from softs to mediums once. You can start on mediums and change to softs. We'll restart about what? Yeah, I haven't had a problem yet. But nonetheless, if it happens, we'll just restart. If it happens. Now, your choice. Yep. Yep, you can immediately wreck on your mediums by accident and change back onto softs. Perfectly, as long as you went out of the pits on mediums. That's all I can really judge you on. You can start on softs or mediums. All right, we will start once I get done with this message. Yeah, he's in second place right now. He joined right before this started. He was Venteg last week. Oh, nice. So, must use each set of tires during the race. One softs, one mediums. Doesn't matter how many laps you do on either set. You're going to have 6 minutes of qualifying and a 40-minute race. Okay. I am going to start the qualifying. Is everybody ready? Yeah, he's not racing. Neither is dog. All right, I'm going to make a new party. So goodbye until the end of this race. I'll join you at the end. If you see any messages pop up, just pretend it's from the stewards and do whatever it says. Is that cool? Well, yeah, I'm going to be stewarding the race. Yeah, I'm going to weigh your fucking ass, you motherfucker. All right. All right. Good luck, everybody. We'll start as soon as in. All right. How do we get dog in here? Yeah, I know. I'm not doing that. All right. Perfect. Yep. All right. Hurry up because I'm starting the qualifying, so no worries.
All right, gentlemen, we are live.
Excellent.
7-7.
We have our second round of our divisional series. This is our Group 1 race.
Let's go racing.
Yes, indeed.
Hurry up, Ruger, and quit.
Our announcers are Carrie and Spry-Fi and D-Dog tonight. I think we're missing Mr. Rush this evening. Hope he's doing safe.
Well, I hope so too. There are fires in his place, or not in his place, I should say, but near his place. And I'm not 100% sure if he's been under evacuation orders or not, but the invite has been given. If he shows
best
up,
wishes
he shows
go
up.
out
If
to
he
him.
doesn't, he doesn't. Exactly, him and his family. Hope everybody's safe out there.
And
Absolutely.
the qualifier has begun, and they're off track. We got the Coca-Cola Mobile.
A lot of Porsches in this race, but it seems to be a favorite car here in Germany, especially on these tracks. It goes well.
Sailing Fool going full Porsche factory on that livery. Labeled the 69.
We got a Corvette and a Viper out there joining the fray of the mix.
Yep, a little bit of the American metal in there, mixing it up with the German nationals.
We'll see how they fare.
Ooh, Tom gets a little sideways in that Porsche. And just keep that Hertz Coca-Cola on the track.
You know, I was talking with Tom Tiggerton before the race. And I think it just comes down to nerves for him. If he can settle in, he'll run a good race, I think.
Well, it kind of makes sense if you stop and think about it. I suppose everybody's a little bit nervous before every big race, and, well, you know.
Yeah, get his tires warmed up a little bit, and he might be doing all right. What do you guys think?
I would have to agree.
I think he's got potential.
What do you think the key strategies of this race are there, dog?
Well, I think it's going to come down to gas and who's got just enough left in their tank. And definitely, if it comes down to 2 pit stops, they're going to be nowhere near contention. But if they can keep it down to that 1 and just keep enough to fume it out, they could cross that line with a victory, I think.
Excellent. So we got tires on the list. Kerry, what do you think one of the keys of the race are going to be?
I do happen to agree with Dog on that one, but I also think that the tires are going to play a pretty big part in this. It is a highly technical course, lots of corners to it, lots of tight corners, high-speed corners as well. You know, these some of these front ends and rear wheels, I think, are probably going to suffer the most in that regards right there. So, with that being said, though, their higher top end in the straightaway could make up all the difference, even with sticky tires or slippery tires. Remains to be seen.
Excellent. So fuels and tire. My thing is to keeping it clean. As we just watched Sailing Fool smash into Flat 6 Indo on the beginning of their flying lap. So keeping it clean will definitely be my key strategy, or key point.
I agree with that. These guys got to settle down a little bit and be aware of each other. I think that'll come into big time play in this race.
Yeah, like Tinker Tom and Saudi just got mixed up about 3 corners ago, and luckily no damage to either car, at least so it appears. So that's a good thing, other than cosmetics. I think maybe some bruised egos.
Yep, Flat 6 got engine damage. Almost takes out Vagard there. He gets around in that snap-on Porsche. Sailing Fool, right front on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got definitely some aerodynamic damage going on.
Oh, we got a first tweet in of the evening, and Mr. Stewart says, ouch. He did not like the Sailing Fool Flat 6 combo there. He's like, the black ball doesn't go into the green ball.
I gotta agree with you there, Spry-Fry. A little early to be having that kind of mix-up in a qualifying lap.
Yeah, everybody should be on their fast tires taking it slow. They should have spaced each other out on the qualifying lap. But
absolutely.
Everybody's racing each other.
All learning comes with time, they say.
Yeah. The only one's really set up to do any good is here Flat 6, dropping behind everybody. Hopefully he can make it in and around, but I don't think so. I think his time's done.
I think this is where it comes into a good strategy of exiting the pit later on, so you have a big enough gap from the car in front of you.
Not keys trying to the race for next race. I can see that being one of them. Qualifying.
Surprised
so you two are both in Division 2, right?
To go out of the yes, sir.
What do you think? What kind of strategies you guys already starting out? Do you have any planned out right now, or is it just too early?
I think it's a little too early, but I'm definitely leaning towards better tire awareness for myself.
Yeah.
Yep, it is too early to tell right now. Yep, a lot remains to be seen. I'm really looking to see the outcome of this particular race and how these Porsches fare here.
Yeah, we're coming down to the last couple lap times here. We got a minute 10 left, it says on the clock. But I'm surprised DUI League has not established a rule that there's a 5-second to 10-second gap before you exit the pit in the car in front of you. That way, we would stop a lot of clog-ups.
That is, some informative practice that, the DUI Cup admin team should look into, establishing.
That's something definitely for them to look into.
But, this is the first time they've done divisional leagues, so, they don't have any true leadership in their chat party.
Not to intervene, Spry-Fry, but we haven't mentioned we have a better turnout this evening than we had last week in our week 1.
Oh, yeah.
So we should have a much more interesting race with these gentlemen.
The racers don't know yet, but there could be a possibility of a random drop of a race throughout the season for the lowest point total. So these racers got a lot to race.
And Vega mixes up with Sailing Fool. We had our lap leader.
Oh, that's not good. I missed that. He's got right.
We ended up with damage on
both.
On Vinny's. Yep. He's got left front damage. Fool's still got his right front damage, but they're luckily enough they can get this adjusted before the race starts. Just gonna hurt him in the qualifying, that's all. Vinny opts to go into the pit.
Well, Vinny with his fast lap of a 159.081, fairly secure against 159.521 from Ruger, but Saudi Ruger, however, within what is that? 46 hundredths of each other.
Ruger is actually sporting a very nice livery on that Porsche, I must say. Wow. I like the colors, the difference.
Top three within a half a second of each other at the end of that qualifying.
Well, gentlemen, here we start our first race of the evening.
Yes,
any early predictions on it? Any favorites you like?
Oh, I'm going for the back of the grid. Flat six Gendo with the early lead in number one. I'm going to
put my money on Tom Tinker Tom this evening. I think the Canadian's going to pull one out.
I think you're right on that one there, dog. So I'm going to be rolling the dice with you on that. I think you might have
40 minutes, gentlemen.
Yes,
buckle your seatbelts, and
all lights are red off. And they're green. And Vegard gets a good start over Ruger. Tom's coming up the inside, passed by Sauti, takes the lead into one. Baylor up the inside of Tom Tinker Tom.
And he pushes it wide just a little too much.
Ruger with the early lead out of there. Tom goes from 4 to 2. Sailing Fool around the outside.
Nope,
Vingard up the inside.
Bumps
Tom gets around him.
Tom holds on. Tom holds it steady.
Sailing Fool's a little squirrely there going into number 4.
And we got a little bit of a battle brewing up between Flat 6 and Vingard right now.
Uh-oh, who's in the back there? Is that Sauti?
That is.
Yeah,
Sauti,
that's the vet.
Yep.
He pushed off in turn 1 and definitely didn't have a good outcome for him.
All right.
No damage, but he's got to do some catching up. It looks like he's just pushing a little too hard through the turns. That Corvette could be plowing.
Hey, he's got no damage.
We ride on top with Tom Tinker Tom. We're going to ride with here. Sit in the cockpit and see if he can jump this 1 second lead that Ruger pulled out halfway through the second lap. First lap, my apologies. First lap. He's kind of slow through there, losing over 0.6 of a second.
Sailing Fool is in his slipstream and pulling hard. Let's see what happens coming up to this hairpin, if there's going to be any pushing.
Down the inside he goes. He blocks. He goes.
Oh, and Sailing Fool dives.
Everybody's clear with damage on that one. Just a little hargy-bargy there. I don't think Tom's going to take
nothing harmful.
A liking to that.
Oh, he's coming. Sailing Fool goes wide to the right on the track. Kind of
defensive.
Yeah, defensive.
Yeah.
Trying to keep that inside line from Tom.
Oh, now they switch.
Yep.
Tom's gonna break. He holds back.
Can't quite get it.
Tom gets a spin. Get back on. Tom's
gets
off.
Hit by
unfortunately.
Sauti's in last place still, following now Tom Tinker Tom, who was in second, just dropped a whole bunch of positions.
And he has rear damage. It's just reported in that he has rear damage on that back wing.
Oh no, that was Vegard that he hit, but that was
Vegard has his front wing is damaged also. We just checked in with their pit.
Oh good.
So this should be interesting to see if we have early pits.
And while that's happening, Ruger Cannon is still fully establishing his lead by 2.3 seconds.
Now we're getting reports that Flat has damage to his front wing.
Oh no. Everybody's got a little damage. Mr. Nasty Time going up the inside. Will he push it? No, he's got a safe car. Keep it that way, he says.
Ruger is starting to pull away with a nice 2 to 3 second gap. Getting there. He can run a smooth race. Let's see what he does.
That Viper's eating a lot of fuel. He's almost a quarter of the tank gone already. 5th place. He's going to have to watch it. That Porsche's got a little bit more fuel on board.
All the way back to 7th. Let's hope he keeps his head down and keeps going forward, because there's a lot of race left yet.
Oh, this little Porsche up here in 2nd place has got less fuel than the Viper on, so we might be seeing a little exchange of places between Fool and Nasty Time. So this pit sequence, no matter what the outcome, It'll be interesting once we get there. 16 minutes to go in this one before this first pit stops are scheduled.
Let's see, nobody's taking the early pit. They all go through, or all pass on through.
Apparently damage isn't severe enough for them, they think, at this point in time to cause any substantial handling issues, so...
Yeah. It would almost be, what are you just going to go a lap further? If anybody started on mediums, now would have been the time to pit anyway.
That would have been, I must agree. Because then you could have got away with the tire situation for a while there.
Yeah. That might be an interesting key to race,
and
too.
topping off the gas tank early right there might have helped later on if you could run consistently after your pit.
It looks like that we have a Corvette on Viper situation going on. So I think I saw Sauti getting to the end of Nasty Time. Nasty Time gets a little wide, but Sauti in the Corvette was able to keep it clean. Just gonna hang back. We'll go into this sharp hairpin. Oh, but he shoots down the inside. Nasty Time doesn't see him, gets a little shunt to the outside. Sauti gets away clean with damage. So does Nasty Time, as he now follows in 6th place. Tom is now 5 seconds behind Nasty Time for 6th place. Ruger's now pulling out a 2.2 second lead over Sailing Fool. Gets a little wide there as he exits that corner. And then Vanguard's another 2 seconds behind Fool, as Flat 6 is only a 1.5 behind him, as they're starting to spread out just a wee bit here after these first few high dramatic laps.
Yeah, they're all starting to get some big gaps between all of them. I noticed that.
It all depends on now that they got these gaps. How are they going to manage the fuels? How are they going to manage the tires with the damage they have occurred during the first lap incidents?
And we have our first pit. Tom Tinker Tom. Yeah, we just noticed that down here, Kerry. Yeah.
All right, this could be an interesting go for Tom. What I would do here is I'd throw on some softs.
Yep, Tom is changing his tires.
No fuel.
Looks like they're doing a little bit of fuel as well.
Just damage. Just damage to tires.
Mediums on.
All right, mediums out of the way for Tom.
That could be a smart strategy to go lighter with. Don't put the fuel in with your mediums. You can run faster.
Run faster and longer as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as he can not lose too much time.
Right. See if he can get some ground gained on some of this pack of got Porsches in front of him.
We'll check back in on him as he's 16 seconds behind 6th place after doing his first damage recuperation pit stop and changing over to his mediums, while Ruger pulled out a 3.1 second lead over Fool. Nobody was paying attention to this while that happened, but that's impressive. All the while Vanguard closed it down to 1 second, so there, Vanguard's got a chance. Nobody picked this Vanguard guy, but he's got that front wing damage.
But he's pushing with that damage. I must say, he's still in striking contention there.
Yeah, I think he's
running a nice, consistent race.
He should just drive consistent, as Sailing Fool's tires and fuel are worse than Vanguard's right now. So.
Oh, they're tremendously worse. They're double the wear.
So just sit back in the draft, save some fuel, but, he can't hear us up here, and we're just commentators. We're not in the car. As he just pulls out a second Sailing Fool from Vanguard during that last sector, so that was good for him. Sauti and the Viper, or the Vet, just trying to gain that ground back. But I think his gear ratio set a little off. He didn't know what track he was driving tonight. We go back to the keys of the race that Kerry said, and that is the tires, right? Or is that fuel?
Yep.
Yes, he did. He talked about the tires. Absolutely.
I think they're going to be a big issue in this particular race because of how technical the course is. I'm thinking that the front and rear drives are going to suffer.
We're checking.
Like Sauti and Mr. Nasty Time's got relatively decent wear, but Sauti's definitely chewing through his in a split second here. But then again, as I watch him, he's kind of erratic on the course. He doesn't seem to have necessarily the smoothest drive line.
That is, yeah, I would definitely have to agree.
We're checking in with Ruger right now, and as he's coming into certain turns, you can see him locking his brakes up. I bet you that tire wear is starting to affect him.
I don't know. I would say he's probably just trying to go as fast and as consistent as possible as we come up on the 10-minute mark, and he is halfway through his fuel. Now, that projection, if my math is correct, is 1 lap short of the halfway marker, so he should probably try to drive a little more consistent, whereas Sailing Fool behind him just now met that mark of halfway through. That's 10 seconds later, but we'll see. So the top 3 are all in that half mark, while number 4 is over halfway. The only one doing anything good with their fuel is Flat 6, but he just dropped past a nasty time with that front wing damage from lap 1 incident that he had. Sauti pits from 4th with 39 liters of fuel left. He's like,
new tires. Is he going to mediums or is he staying in softs?
He went to the medium with no fuel. He is going to do it. No fuel.
That might not have been a wise decision.
I must agree with you. I think that's going to come back and bite him later on.
He lights him up to try and keep that track position over nasty time by a half a second as he comes out. He cleared the pit, though. But what has he got his mind? Who is his crew chief on this one?
The only thing I can think of here is the thought process would be, okay, he's putting his racing mediums on, he's light on fuel, he can go fast, he can go far. Well, his erratic driving, I think, however, is kind of eliminating that whole idea and proposal.
But Kerry, he can't go far with only a third of a tank left. He can only go. He just gave up fighting Vanguard.
Well, true, but if he's smart, what I would do in this case right here is I'd drop back and let Mr. Nasty Time take the lead on him, and I would sit in his draft, and as many drafts as I could, stretch out that, third of a tank for as long as I can. It's still going to be a bad decision no matter what. I mean, ultimately, he did not do the right thing there.
What was it?
I think it's going to truly bite him in the ass, apologies on that one right there. But on a completely unrelated note, I did hear from our other fellow announcer, our trackside announcer, Rush4. He unfortunately realized he overslept. He must have had a
late to the track.
Yes, and he is late to the track. He
night
will,
before
however,
races can be fun out
and
there.
in time for the Division 2 race later on.
Well, at least we get a commentator back.
We'll have him for Division 2 and 3 commentating, correct? Or he's in Division 3, isn't he?
Yeah, he races this week.
He's in this
yes,
division.
he does. He's in second place. And,
unfortunately, yeah.
He must have hot-wired the Jeep and, got a shock and passed out.
But that's good, because
I don't know, 'cause
2 of us have to go race in Division 2, so this will work out well for our announcer booth.
We set up this like IMSA did. We had Townsend Bell in the announcer box at the Daytona 24, and he went down and drove the GTD class. And now we got Dog and Kerry going to run the Division 2 class in here, and we got them up in the box for Division 3 commentating. This is great.
This is working out just well.
It does.
Let's go
As
back to
Vanguard goes purple in Sector 1.
Not to chime in there, but we're starting to have a battle for first place, gentlemen.
Oh,
Sailing
that
Fool
is
is
true.
now less than a second behind our leader.
We'll ride on board with him.
I predicted those tires are going to start coming into play. Let's see if he's see that slide?
Oh, yeah, he was a little off.
That's what I was
Sailing
talking
Fool
about
up the inside, but he's going to have the outside up the hill.
And he takes it.
Oh, no, it's still past. Oh, little touch.
A little touching on the inside. Yep.
Rubbin's racing, Harry. And
Mid-race
Sailing Fool
action here.
takes the lead in that matte black Porsche factory 911
Vanguard
RS.
is coming on strong, gentlemen. He's pulling. He's catching that draft of Ruger, I do believe.
Yeah, it's been happening. While Sailing Fool has just been keeping the distance about the same between him and Vanguard, but he put another car in there, so that is
We
helpful.
must note that Vanguard is still on front wing damage. He's contending with our leaders.
But he doesn't nearly have any of the tire wear that the front two do.
No.
So
Very
that is
good, very good judgment, very good plan on his tires, I must say.
While we're at 14 seconds back from Vagard to Sauti, 1.6 from Sauti to Flat 6, 1.4 from 6 to Nasty, while now Tom Tinkertom has put in a couple of fast laps with a 2:01.8 as Sauti pits and is 14 seconds behind. So 17 seconds now to Sauti. As he keeps rolling on these mediums, he's got a little over half a tank, so he must be in fuel map 2, I would assume, just kind of cruising along, keeping it safe. And it's going to show that Tom Tinkertom's going to be able to leapfrog Sauti with his second pit stop in the pits.
And he puts down a 2-minute flat lap there,
And
pretty
it's gonna
much,
be
gentlemen.
close.
Oh, that is fast.
Yep, he and Tom gets
1.8
it.
faster than his
Yep.
previous laps.
However, Sauti is back on racing sauce with a full tank of gas.
Yeah, but he's
But I don't
still
think
going to
he's
have
going
to
to pull
pit
on Tom
one
with
more
that
time.
full tank. That's going to weight him down for a tad.
It's going to weigh him down for the first 3 or 4 laps, that's for sure.
But you know, if Saudi can keep it together through these S's and these turns, when he hits the straights, he might have the power to gain on that Porsche with that Corvette.
I don't know. I think the Porsche is
And here he
in some
comes.
doomed trouble as we're down to 1.3. Tom Tinkertom pushed it to 1.6 through this little sector here, back and forth, right to left. Coming out of the mini hairpin, Sauti was able to put the pedal down a little bit quicker and move it down to 1.1 as they go into this tight right-hander. Both of them push a little bit wide. Sauti on the gas, getting it up there. As Tom heads into the top of the right, gets a little bit back in. Sauti in a little bit of the dirt there on the inside. But that's...
And we have Ruger going into pits right now.
Ruger does drop into the pits. You're correct. I was just going to come back and check on our leaders.
Minute 24. His flat 6 puts on a pass of nasty time and makes it stick. Ruger, it looks like, is going to drop back to 5th or 6th place at this pit stop. Oh, did Nasty Time pit there? Nasty Time did pit as well at 24th minute for those two. 12 liters. Flat 6 puts on, no, well, who was it that just pitted? Put on the mediums and a full tank. That's Ruger. Ruger, yep. Correct, yeah. Who is on the nip and tuck of flat 6. Fresh tires, full tank versus low tires and, oh, now front and rear damage for flat 6. Yep. He got into some more stuff. Must have been with Nasty Time.
A little battle between 6 and Saudi there. Getting around that first corner into the course.
Flat he's got damage on both his front and rear.
Yes, he does. And he's in a solid 4th place at the moment. Following the one-time leader of Ruger. The Sailing Fool is now out in front by almost a second over Vagard.
The vet did end up taking Tom for 7th place, or for 5th place.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We missed that pass on live. Our race director was a little bit confused. But now as Tom Tinkertom follows Sauti, Nasty Time is right behind him in that Viper. Gets a little squirrely. As we check in with the leaders, as they both pit at the same time, nose to tail at the 22-minute mark. I don't think they're going to have enough time to go to the end. Maybe short field, medium.
This is where we come down to pit crew. How fast is your pit crew?
I would say all of these guys are pretty professional. They practice day in and day out. Their tires are always spot on. Their fuel is always spot on. It's about the entry and exit to this.
In for a pit now.
Flat 6 had the most fuel out of that stint left on. As Vagard's out. Fool's out in front of him. And Ruger Can-Am is going to split the two of them.
He jumps right into the mix.
Oh, this was a beautifully timed pit strategy by Sailing Fool.
And he could not get out of the pit before Ruger come through.
Oh, and he is nose to tail, nuts to butts, as they say. As he gives Fool a big old push.
I don't think it was a big push. It was kind of a tap, but it was
a tap and a
indiscreetly.
push. Yep.
Yes.
I don't know about calling that one illegal.
And here comes Vinny. He's right alongside. They're
Mhm.
too wide coming into that turn. Oh, and Ruger pushes him out.
And he's got front air wing damage.
And we got a tweet coming in here from at John Carter. Vinny for the win. Oh, and another one by John Carter. Cold tires too? Great save. Well, at Vinny, or at John Carter, we appreciate you watching, and tweet us the race winner at the end. And we're at the halfway point with Sailing Fool in and out on those softs, then mediums. Ruger, a little bit earlier, softs, then mediums. He's holding down a fine second place after leading most of the first stint, while Vagard's just sitting back. Smooth, steady, cool as a cucumber. Tires and fuel all safe there, just sitting in third. As Sauti, sitting in fourth place, has already pitted twice, but got his hard tire out of the way in those mediums. Now back on soft. Tom Tinkertom's looking about to pit soon on his racing mediums, sitting in fifth place, while Nasty Time's just hugging along. He's on mediums with some front end damage and about a half a tank. Flat six.
Pits, fixing his fronts.
He's making a push from the rear.
Oh, he didn't fix his damage. This is an unscheduled pit stop. Is that correct, Kerry? Oh,
Yeah,
and tires
like
too.
And
He did save his
tires.
tires, but I'm not sure why
He's
he didn't
out
take the time
back,
to fix
but-
his damage too.
Oh man,
Could've
this
been more than 2 more seconds.
That could cost him a little
that
bit
could cost
right there.
him as well. Sauti is now going to catch up with that. Now he's split the two, 6 and 5. It'll be an interesting finish. 19 minutes left, guys. Those tires, that was the dog key to the race.
Sailing Fool is in a much better position fuel-wise than Ruger. Much better. But with 18 minutes left in our race, at least be interested to see if Vinny can catch back up to those leaders. He's down about 6 seconds.
And our 3 leaders are all on racing mediums. They're all running very similar fuel. But he's doing the best out of the 3 of them, followed by Sailing Fool. Ruger seems to be running through the most, so. This is going to be a race of attrition, gentlemen.
I must agree.
Who can last farther, longer? Yep. Who can make their fuel last and tires last to get to the end of this race right now is going to be the winner, I imagine. And they should... Nope. Here goes Ruger into the pits. What is he doing? Is he
What
putting
does he have
softs
on board?
I
Does
think
he
he's
have
gonna
enough
put
fuel?
softs.
Tire
He
change.
might-
He's putting softs back on.
Well, I'm curious to see if he's going to top that fuel off. I don't think he needs to at this point, but he might.
Maybe add a splash.
No fuel.
No fuel.
No
whatsoever.
fuel, but fuel would get him to the end.
It would.
Yes,
pit
fuel
stop
would
right
have
now.
been very crucial to him right there.
Yeah, he would.
Our leader is running on mediums.
Yeah. His
And
strategy was
Sauzi
bad
goes
there.
into the dirt. He catches the dirt, ladies and gentlemen, on turn 1.
Well, that gives some
Tom
breathing room
Tinker
to
Tom
Vagard.
goes into the pit. Getting a big splash of fuel here.
Tom should be able to go to the end on fuel as well. Who do you say has got the best chance to win? About 15 minutes to go.
Well, if I was a betting man, I would still, I think I'd put my money on possibly Vinny or Ruger, but Vinny is still looking like he could be in a striking position. Well, it's curious to see with that front wing damage.
It is, and he's on that. He was pitted twice, once for softs and then back to mediums, correct?
And he's still in third, which is very respectable. Yes, he did.
think it's going to be a toss-up between
We got a
Salem
couple of
and V-Guard
tweets
as
in
the
here,
next
guys. We got a tweet from 8Ball saying, "Lucky I wasn't there. Everybody'd be losing, LOL." We agree, 8Ball. We agree. Everybody probably
Yes,
would be
8Ball.
losing to you. You
We do
fast
miss
guy.
You. We wish
Miss
you
you
were
on the
here.
track, A-Ball. It was a much more interesting race with everybody.
And the next
Lot more
tweet
Hopefully we
is,
see you next week.
we have a tweet from Matt John Carter. Question: Why is the day? Question of the day: fuel map shorting, or fuel map short or short shifting? Which is your preference?
Gentlemen,
Good
I
question.
have to go with the short shifting.
Does anybody showing us their fuel map settings at the moment? It looks like a no on that one. They're all
No.
sitting at course map, not radar, but course map.
We have one at map. Mr. Nasty's on his radar. We haven't gone through and looked at this earlier about 10 minutes ago, and that could explain some of the mix-ups also.
Oh, Mr. Nasty Time coming out of the pits or going in? Going in.
He went
Going
into
in.
the pits.
And that's going to give
Changing his
Tom.
tires.
Gained his fifth, and
who left?
we have a drop. We had a drop. We have a DNF, ladies and gentlemen. The Corvette has dropped out of the race.
Oh, no.
It sure has. Gotta go. He's gotta go. That's what I'm hearing from the pits.
The
I don't
American
understand
muscle
what
just
that
could not
means,
handle
but
the German GP.
Nope, the German onslaught, their blitzkrieg.
Yeah, that is correct. I must agree.
We
Blitzkrieg
got
of the
Porsche,
Porsches
1,
was
2,
too much
3,
for
4.
that.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
And the poor Viper is sitting back there in last place.
NHR Timmy joins the wrong room there.
NHR Timmy.
But as we carry on with Sailing Fools, got a 3.3 second lead, dropping a little
I'll
bit
send
of time.
Timmy a different party invite, gentlemen.
Vagard holding 6 seconds behind Fool. The racing mediums and a little bit of front end damage and maybe not enough fuel. It's going to be a race between Fool and Vagard. I think Ruger could also take it. Flat 6 a little bit further behind. He's going to try and hold on to that number 4 spot. Racing Tom Tinker Tom. It's Tom
All right,
Tinker Tom.
gentlemen, I'm back on track.
A little bit of time
That brief
to...
commercial break was brought to you by your local dealer. Thank you.
Who was that dealer? Was it Hertz?
Hertz Rent-A-Car? I do believe it was.
They've got a lot of sponsorship out
Which
there.
reminded me, Spryfire, I do believe that there's a race upcoming where all tires are going to be sponsored either by Hankook or Continental or Michelin, where everybody has to rock that tire brand.
Interesting.
Like that?
That is not a bad idea. As long as everybody runs this... I think Michelin would be the key there to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a late addition to our announcer booth, Timmy Charge. Welcome. It's good to see you, my friend.
Hey.
What do you think?
Hi.
What do you think of our 40-minute Division 1 race so far? We've had a little bit of action and some changing of the leader quite a few times, but Sailing Fool seems to be stretching it out.
I just got here, so I'm gonna take a peek at the driving.
Sounds good, Timmy. It's good to hear your voice again.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, let us know what you find out from trackside.
Trackside, it's you know how these pit lanes are. You get endurance race, there's fans and sponsored by Bud Light. So
Right. Thanks, that props out to Bud Light.
look at Ruger though. Ruger's making a charge.
You know, I must commentate, gentlemen. Last night I actually had my first beer in about 6 months. It was pretty tasty.
I'm not sure if that should be a congratulations or we're sorry that you fell off the
Oh,
wagon.
that's
One of the two.
that's a wonder. No, nobody's on the wagon. It's just, it's just I haven't in a
this
long
is
time, gentlemen.
interesting.
Haven't in a long time. And I actually drank a brand that I hated before in my youth, but it tasted pretty good this time.
Amazing
That was
how your taste buds
interesting.
change
What was
as
it,
you
a
get
Red
older,
Dog?
isn't it?
No, props out to Coors Light. That's Silver
The
Bullet.
Coors Light.
Wow.
He's saving up to get a wheel
I
drink.
tell you, gentlemen, I hated that stuff when I was younger, but last night that's all there was, and it tasted pretty good.
Fair enough to you, and welcome to manhood.
Been there, been done that.
The manhood.
This is Grandpa Hood I'm approaching.
This is interesting. So Sailing's got some fuel to work with. What's the fuel consumption for the race setting, boys?
Spry fry?
4X, isn't it?
4 laps, 5 laps.
Spry fry must be on his sponsored break.
Or not a 40 lapper, a 40-minute enduro.
Ooh, he's in draft range now.
Yep, Ruger's catching him. Definitely making that first place sweat a little bit.
Now, if you're Ruger,
and tires,
you kind of want to start short shifting now, right? Saving some fuel a little bit because he's at a fuel disadvantage, whether he knows it or not.
I must agree. That would be my approach. I would try if I was aware enough.
Ruger's been on a fuel disadvantage this whole entire race, so he's just been on that.
Actually, at this particular point in time in the race, neither one of these vehicles have anything to worry about fuel-wise.
But we also have to consider the pressure and the pressure.
Oh, he can run to the end, Ruger.
Can Sailing Fool handle the... Here we go with the battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, too high there is not a good idea.
I don't know if they will be able to make the end. With 5 laps remaining,
yeah, I drive the Porsche. Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
I think he needs to save a little bit, boys. I think he's going to come
they'll
short.
both be pitting around 5 minutes left in the race.
Oh, we're doing the draft break. Oh, boy.
This is an approach we've seen earlier in the race from Sailing Fool, and it seemed to pay off for him.
Alright, sometimes you lose your brake. Oh, he's losing a little grip.
As Flat 6 jumps into the pits with 41% left of his fuel tank, I think he realized.
Oh, he's trying to go for the undercut.
I think he realized
Benny is still pushing in 3rd place on that front wing damage.
Yeah, he's gained 2.2 seconds overall.
These boys are running softs too, so these tires get chewed up a little bit.
Well, so our leader's on mediums.
I'm showing softs right now on my screen. He's showing mediums.
Yeah, leader's on mediums, 2nd place is on soft, and 3rd is on mediums.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that one.
Yeah, alright. Leader's showing softs on my screen. Stranger Things. This game is not exactly known for its accuracy.
I must agree with you, Timmy. It could be just catching up because you're late to the party.
I'm late to a lot of things. I rode that shorter of the buses.
Better late than never, right?
Well, I definitely have to go back and might agree with Carrie on the fuel strategy.
Twice. Right? But we have a family show here, so we have to keep it
I do believe, Spry, that they can actually both make it completely on what they've got.
I do not think Ruger will be able to make it, but Fool?
If Ruger can stay in Sailing Fool's draft and actually do the short shifting.
Fool's going to need a short shift and just stay in the draft. I don't think he's going to make it, boys.
You know,
that seems way too much to overcome.
With 8 minutes left, gentlemen, I guarantee you we're going to see another pit stop from both our leaders.
I don't know. I think Sailing Fool and Vinny, like I was saying, those two have got
Vinny was my prediction. He's the one I picked.
Oh, Ruger. Oh. I thought Ruger was going in.
Oh, he faked the pit?
He faked. I thought he was going in.
He faked the pit. I gotta like that style.
Oh, he's chasing him down this time. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. They're serpentining down the straight stretch.
It's like Finding Nemo. Did I do this last time? Did I do this?
The Sailing Fool's hard into the brakes.
Yeah, he's going wide.
And he pushes it wide, ladies and gentlemen. That
Ruger's along the inside.
And Ruger's got the outside.
Oh, and there's a bump! They touch, ladies and gentlemen. We got one in the dirt.
About equal from the last time they overtook each other.
I must say, but it could be a reviewable incident by the stewards.
No, I'd probably call that
Stay in his lane.
A little bit of friendly payback.
Since we're commentating with the two DUI stewards.
Did he take the racing line? I couldn't tell from the view
Timmy,
here.
You are our official steward.
Oh, God. I'm not allowed to swear, and I have to be the steward?
You only cannot cuss when we're in the announcer booth. Once we get in the other room, we're all good.
Yeah. Okay. Good thing I'm on my... Oh, here comes
ladies and gentlemen,
but he's
Ruger handles it well.
That's going to put some front-end damage.
Both of these vehicles, front-end damage to...
That was dirty.
What I like about this contact is it's going to open the door for a third driver to get in here, and we could have a push 1, 2, and 3 right down the stretch.
Let's see if Sailing loses some front grip.
With the damage.
See, Sailing doesn't know if Ruger's got a gas issue.
They both have damage now. Sailing Fool has front wing, and Ruger
Sailing's
has
going
rear
to assume Ruger's got fuel. and that means he's going to race hard. And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, we could have an incident. But most likely,
Now, here comes the question.
Ruger's going to have to come in now.
When you see Ruger go in, do you go in with him if you're sailing fuel? Because you are going to have to pit again. Them tires and that damage are going to come into effect.
I don't know. He could do it.
5 minutes left. That gives us 2.5, 2
Ruger's
laps
going
left.
into the
Roughly
pits.
3.
Oh, he's going into the
Ruger
pits.
does
He's giving up
enter.
second place. Is he willing to take third into the points?
Let's see how
gotta
fast he
pit,
can come
though.
out of
He's
this
gotta
pit,
get it,
ladies and
though.
gentlemen.
He only needs
Let's see,
about
what's their
3
lap
laps.
times?
3 laps of fuel.
Our
Yeah, I
two
can't
leaders
see
are
lap
by the pit
times.
entry.
What are they, 2-minute lap time, boys?
Nasty time.
1 minute
Just
58
Roughly,
is
yes,
the
yes,
fastest
Timmy.
by
They're about 2-minute
Fool.
laps average.
So they're going to have to do 3 laps. I don't think he's got 3
Right.
laps of fuel in there.
That's what
Unless
I
he
said.
starts short
Sailing
shifting.
fuels
I don't know.
and
I think
that damage
he
and
does.
tire wear, and he's
I
still
think
on
he's right on
mediums that are
point.
very worn.
I think Sailing Fool's got this wind wrapped up as long as he doesn't
I
go off the
think he
track.
does.
If he short
gonna-
shifts, he should be
Boys,
okay.
I'm going to stick with my prediction of Vinny for the win. I think it's going to come down to that fuel that Sailing Fool has and that tire wear.
But Vinny has less fuel. Vinny's going to have to pit again the next lap.
And he's got front damage
That
too.
is something that was not reported down here on trackside, Fry. You're absolutely correct.
I think Fool has got the wind covered. He has just got enough fuel.
Yeah, fuel's not coming down fast enough. He's got it. As long as mistake-free is the key. But Vinny's getting them, and that might put both these boys into some pressure, and Ruger can get in there and slip in. So Ruger's got a podium. Now it's up to these guys to see if they want to ruin each other's day.
Absolutely.
That is one of
absolutely
Spry
correct,
Fry's
Timmy.
keys to the race. Can you keep it clean?
Ruger's pushing hard.
And we have
I'll
had a
tell you
very...
what, this fuel is making me nervous. It's coming down like every single time it ticks, I'm like, ugh.
No, he's got plenty. He's got 3 laps worth of fuel in him.
All
Yeah,
right, should I upset everybody with my fast time on softs today?
On the Nürburgring GP, Timmy, what are you running, sir?
I did a 154.6.
That is highly impressive. and that's...
Oh, Weigart,
Vinny went in.
Vanny goes
Giving
into the
Ruger
pits.
the
That is
opportunity.
surprising.
Oh, here comes Ruger. He's pushing. Can he do it?
That is
Oh,
surprising.
I think he can, because Weigart's also going in for a tire change.
I love this. You guys are
Ruger
totally...
does take
Is
it
this
second. He
exactly what
passes
happened
him.
last week, boys? Is this...
Yeah.
This is better than last week. We're getting better.
I like it. It's almost like you guys can do this full time.
Vagard's coming out.
Oh, we got a battle for
We're
second.
missing,
Wow.
we're missing our fourth announcer, but he will be joining us on the second
he
and
broke
third
too
race,
late?
hopefully.
And now the
And
battle's
we've got
on the
Sailing
second.
Fool with a 10.2 second
Drops
lead.
out to
He's
rush 4.
well
Can't wait
able
till
to
he
take
checks
his
in.
time. He is definitely fuel conserving at this point.
Yeah, he recognized, oh boy. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Our leader has now a 10-second gap, roughly, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and
And he's going to be
comfortable.
fuel
He can just
saving for...
nice and easy through it.
He is
Well, the
just
good news is
cruising at this particular point.
Yeah, so he's not going to push, which means he's going to come across the line and potentially the race will be over before he finishes. So this might be 2 laps. 1 more lap left when he crosses, and that's it. Yep.
He's got the fuel to cover it too. I think he's got it wrapped up.
Well,
The
he's
race
going to be
goes on
losing the
between
second.
Ruger takes the second away as Vanguard keeps the
He's
inside.
pulling
He's got the inside lane. He's got the inside line, though.
Our battle
Still
is in
neck and
second
neck.
place.
Keeping it clean
Ruger
up
sticks
the
in
hill.
there.
Ruger
I love
keeps it.
it.
It's going to be on the outside as Vanguard takes the fucking position.
That's wonderful.
Wow, our
Good move.
announcers were really excited about that position. Ooh.
Good move for
Well,
second.
that's the thing. These guys, if they can get in line, and with what's his name's fuel saving up front, fuel saving, they can catch him.
Comes Ruger
He
again.
has
He takes
2
him, but
seconds already on Sailing
That's what
Pool.
I'm
a
saying.
good
If these guys
feed.
get in line,
commandingly takes second place.
these guys got a shot for first with sailing fuel saving fuel.
I don't know. Vanguard didn't change his damage as well.
It's down to second, and this will be our
Ruger's got
last
a
lap,
fully
ladies and gentlemen. There's a
undamaged
minute
car.
left.
That's what
He's
Ruger
doing
needed.
gas.
Ruger needed to
This-
get in front,
And
and
he is
Ruger
flashing.
did.
He is flashing.
Ruger got
Yeah.
exactly what he needed to do, was get in the
Sailing
second,
Pool's
now he's
only
got to run a
gotta finish
fast
this
lap.
They only need to finish this lap.
It's exactly right. Now Ruger can push and be clean, He's going to take a couple seconds off, but 5.5 is a lot to ask for.
Lot. I think
One lap,
maybe
but
3 is
last
the
we have
max.
Marvel.
So about 2 seconds is where Ruger will finish behind him. As Vanguard
Either
will
way,
finish
this has
about
been a great
second.
race to come into here at the end.
Oh, it's been a fantastic
Sailing through
race
his
the
fuel
entire way
started
across.
flashing as soon as he crossed that checkered line for the last lap. Let's see if he can make it all the way.
Back to Tom Tinker Tom. We haven't talked about him much, but he has dropped 4 seconds to flat 6 Yendo since about lap 5 from his
I
early
think what we
damage.
talked about confidence in the beginning for Tom.
Wow,
that's
I
what
just
it came
realized
down
it's
to.
an all Porsche field except for that
Being
Viper.
able to relax in the mix of all that pressure in the beginning in that first lap. I think it got to him a little.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, is
But,
this also the
props
car
out
you
for
run? Is
Tom
the
for
car you
showing
stay
up,
in?
dude.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so the season long, you're in this car.
No, you
Yes,
get a
sir.
transfer week 6, round 6 of the championship with a minus 5-point deduction if you change.
Ooh.
I'll be sticking with my new Aston Martin, ladies and gentlemen.
As now time is about to finish as we check on our leader, Sailing Fool, as he's got only
Here we
5
go.
corners remaining and just enough fuel as Ruger is pulled out to now purples
And
on
he did, Timmy. You
sector
predicted that
3.
correct. He pulled 2 seconds off of him.
Yeah.
Vagard's now dropped back to 1.8
Tires and light.
seconds, and he's just going to take this third
Oh, he
place.
blew that turn now there. Yep.
As Tom Tinker Tom and Flat 6 Yendo will just finish out these laps where they are as we pick up Sailing Fool at the end, cross the checkered line.
Vinny hung in there for
Yeah,
bad,
congratulations.
worse tires and
Fool
heavier
takes the
fuel.
lead.
Sailing.
We have Ruger coming in second.
Followed by Vagard.
third. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that was a
Wow.
highly exciting race. We had a lot of action in the beginning. Congratulations to our podiums.
Endurance race. It takes 12 laps. Is that what I'm saying?
20 laps.
Man,
yeah, 20,
it's hard to
21.
come back and see these things. I'm coming in late and laggy.
All right, gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is D-Dog signing off. I got to go report down to my car, so I will talk to you in another 45 minutes.
Hey, sign off moments. Do you have any idea what you're going to do in the next race there, dog?
I tell
Or
you,
do you
I'm
wanna
going to put
keep
my
it
head
secret?
down. I'm going to put my head down, try to use all the track, race clean as much as I can, and try to be aware of my tire wear. That's my plan so far.
I would
Really
have
no
to
big
say
secret.
that Carrie's keys to the race of fuel strategy, or was that yours?
That was dogs.
That was Dog.
That was
so
mine.
I think
I'm not-
I think Carrie, you should take that into consideration. If Dog was
Oh,
able to
yes.
come up with it before you were.
Now, is there any
see that.
tire rules? Is you got to run mediums and soft, or is it run what you run?
Yes, we do.
Correct. You have to
mediums
run
and
each.
soft.
Mm.
Congratulations
gonna be
to Mr.
one of those
Sailing
races.
Pool.
It's a short pit lap too, right? So the pit
Yeah.
lane's short, real short. Anybody gonna run softs and take short fuel? You think?
I think everybody started on softs this last race, and then went to early medium for strategy for some, and that left them behind. As Tinker Tom and Nasty both did, as Vagard also tried as well, who ran the mediums
All
the
right.
longest. So we'll see, but Sailing Full with the one stopper, softs to mediums. Yeah.
So what's the broadcasting rule here? You just stay in broadcast mode, or you cut and live stream and starting the new one up?
I'm going to both cut stream and restart lobby. So
Kerry,
we'll
I
be
will
back
see you
with
after
Division
the race
2.
and we'll report back to the booth.
All right.
I will start a new party chat, Timmy. Timmy, stay in this party chat. Oh.